There was a game that I always liked to play when I was little. It was called Angry Birds Star Wars. It was one of the most amazing games that I've ever played in my life, and I really remember some fond memories of playing it. Well, the best part wasn't really the game itself. It was the telepods. The telepods were basically like these base stand-like things that you put your characters on, and then basically they had like a chip inside of them, I'm assuming, or something like that, and then you put them on your camera of your device, and then it beams them into the game, sort of thing, kind of like Skylanders or things like it. But I mean, it's basically like that, and it's pretty interesting of how it all worked out because the telepods could beam your characters in that you had in your sets, and some of them were even exclusive and not even in the game itself. So basically, sometimes the characters that you got were only from telepods. Like, I mean, it's pretty interesting because some characters are even exclusive. Like, for example, the Red Battle Droid, the holographic Emperor Palpatine, the TC-14, also known as the Silver C-3PO, the Shadow Trooper, um, the Imperial, uh, Imperial Shock Trooper, uh, like those ones. Those ones were like the rare ones that people had way back in the day. Like, for example, like the Vizago droid, the Sicatro Vizago. I think he's from Star Wars Rebels. You also had like Darkside Anakin, the Droidekas, Jabba, of course, Jabba. But the ones that like were like super duper rare, I'm pretty sure, were like the Shadow Trooper, the Red Battle Droid, the Tusken Raider, Royal Guard, and Jabba. Those guys were really rare. Um, Let me keep looking. Other rare ones included ones like Silver C-3PO, like I said, Han Solo and Carbonite, Jar Jar Binks, Chopper, Ezra Bridger, uh, the Ewoks. Those ones were pretty cool though. Like C-3PO and Silver C-3PO were pretty interesting because I mean they were basically the exact same character but just with different colors. I mean, I always thought that it was C-3PO and TC-14 because TC-14 is, or it could also be, well, I mean, sort of. It's just like C-3PO, like that droid that people see in the beginning of Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign mode when Iden Versio's Iden Versio's probe droid Dio tries to escape, and he basically ends up shocking a Celestin dude trying to open him up, and then he has a protocol droid with him that doesn't have any legs, and is pretty amusing. But I mean, yeah, it was a good game while it lasted, and I mean, the game itself was really, really fun. I really, really loved that game. It was so good, and I mean, telepods even increased everything that I loved about it and stuff like that. And cool parts were that you had like and it was like kind of strategic as well because like you have like different amounts of the characters that you could have. Like I mean, some of them, like for example, the cheapest one that I find right here. Let me see. Is 80 coins, which is the Jedi Youngling, and for 80 coins you get 10 of him. For 120 coins you get 30 of him. For 350 coins you get 100 of him, and for 1,000 coins you get him for permanently. Also, some of the characters that are really, really expensive in this game are the, let me look. Yes. I'm pretty, let me see what the most expensive one is. Yeah, it's Emperor Palpatine holographic. Hologram Emperor Palpatine. is really, really expensive. Use 3,500 coins for permanently. Crazy. Hologram. Oh, wait, yeah, wait, really? Wait a second. Oh, yeah, they're actually called Darth Sidious. Well, they're the same character. Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious are the same character. Well, I mean, Emperor Palpatine is, the Emperor of the, Galactic Republic and the, Separatist Alliance, basically. So, I mean, he's basically known as both of them at the same time because his evil Sith persona is Darth Sidious, but later he's just known as Emperor Palpatine after that, when he gets thrown down the shaft by Darth Vader and stuff like that. Darth Vader is up at the second place for the most expensive ones because Darth Vader is obviously Darth Vader. He is 800 coins, along with the Grand Inquisitor, which is also 800 coins for 10 of him. The most expensive ones right here are the Tusken Raider, which I'm pretty surprised from. Surprisingly, the Tusken Raider for 10 of him is 800. That's actually higher than General Grievous, which is pretty insane. And actually higher than the normal Emperor Palpatine, which is only 600. Darth Maul is only 500, which is pretty insane too. Oddly enough, Boba Fett is actually higher priced than Jango for some reason, which is kind of weird. Stormtroopers are only 80, which is pretty interesting that I already know. And, thing is it's pretty cool. Is Chopper called Chopper or C-110P? Oh, yeah, he's actually called Chopper. His real name is C-110P, though. Wait a second. I don't know. Wait, never mind. I thought they spelled Zeb's name wrong. Zeb Orrelios. I actually have Yoda, but not like permanently. Surprisingly, Yoda is also one of the most expensive ones that you get, and I actually have him right here in real life as well, right here. If you take both of them, and let me show you. Yoda's right here, and Yoda is also right here, if you guys can see him. Yep, this is Yoda. I hope you guys can see him good. Yeah, you can. Exact same guy. Yep. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, I mean, the game itself was so good. I loved this game. I loved this game. It was amazing. Basically, it was so good. You had every single chapter, which were the chapters were Naboo Invasion, Escape to Tatooine, Battle of Naboo, Rise of the Clones, Revenge of the Pork, and Rebels, which is Star Wars Rebels. I mean, most people hate Star Wars Rebels. I mean, I would like them to update this game and put it back, because, I mean, I don't think there's, like, enough characters. Like, I really would want, like, Kylo Ren and Rey Birds in there. I mean, Kylo Ren Pig and Rey Bird in there, too, from the sequel series. But the thing is this thing, like, stopped in, like, the year that it came out. Sadly enough, Ezra does not have his shorter hair and his green lightsaber, and Kanan is not blind, which is sad, because, I mean, they literally stopped this mid-season of the Rebels for some reason. I don't know. They literally, like, I don't know why they deleted the game or something like that, but I don't know if they, like, didn't update it or something or whatever. I don't know. But, I mean, I have no idea. Frick, I think I just dislocated my shoulder blade. I think I'll be okay. Hurts a lot, though. Anyways, I mean, surprisingly, I mean, all the characters are basically the same. well, not really the same because I mean they all have different like functionings and stuff like that, and you know, cool stuff. I mean, it was an amazing game, and I'd like to see a comeback to it, like with like I don't know, like I mean, the name of it is literally Angry Birds Star Wars, and I'd like to see an Angry Birds Star Wars 2 with like I mean, really, the new Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga, is literally coming out, and I don't want that to be like just a Lego game, even though there were so many fans of Angry Birds Star Wars that had to endure the game being deleted in the mid-season of Star Wars Rebels. I get that people hate Rebels and stuff like that, but I mean, some people like Star Wars Rebels, but most people hate it for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's pretty okay. I mean, it's mediocre. I mean, it's alright, but I mean, the Grand Inquisitor scenes is pretty interesting. I mean, the series itself is awesome. I mean, I would also like to see like clone trooper birds, and the clone trooper birds were only actually seen in wait, actually no, they weren't actually even clone trooper birds. They weren't birds because if you saw in like the some of the cutscenes, where Obi-Wan Bird inspects the clones and stuff like that and looks at them, basically they have bird masks on, sort of like they have like the bird beak that has like a little string attached to it that's actually tied to their head. So they basically are pretending to be birds, and that is pretty amusing because, you know, Order 66 and stuff like that. It's pretty funny because they're actually not even birds, they're actually just pigs that put on bird masks, I mean the bird beaks, to pretend that they're actually part of the Galactic Empire, but later they joined the Galactic Republic, but they become the Galactic Empire because of Emperor Palpatine and Count Dooku and Anakin Skywalker turning to the dark side because of Emperor Palpatine because he wants Anakin to save Padme and all that crap, you know, that kind of stuff. Anyways, I would like to see some more of the game, like if the game were ever like re-released or something like that, because I mean the game is so good. I loved that game. I mean, I want like there to be like I mean really, I want like there to be like Del Meeko, Iden Versio, First Order Stormtroopers, um like stuff um like different planets like Jakku, Crate, Takodana, uh Bespin, Endor, you know, that kinds of stuff. I mean, I always wanted that to happen but it didn't, sadly. I'd also love to see Boosh, because, I mean, who doesn't have Jabba without having Boosh? I mean, really, who literally doesn't have Leia in her Boosh uniform? I mean, really, Boosh would be such a good additive to it, and I mean, even if you alter the voice effects, it can be like Yato, Yato, Yate, Yato, Aito, So, Ta, Aito, Tucha, you know, that kinds of stuff. I mean, well, I mean, Ubi's language is very simple, stuff like that. I mean, it's a good game overall. I mean, I really like it. I mean, I would really like to see Kylo Ren or Starkiller, also known as Galen Merrick, or I mean, maybe even something like that. Maybe someone's actually working on like a Flash game of the Angry Birds Star Wars thing, but with more characters, or even Legends characters from Star Wars: The Expanded Universe. I mean, that would be so cool. Having like 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 Satele Shan and Darth Revan and Galen Merrick um and Mara Jade and Jaina Solo Fell and all that kinds of stuff, and Jason Solo and Ben Skywalker. That stuff would be so cool and stuff like that. But I mean, sadly, we don't really have that kinds of stuff. I mean, really, we don't. I mean, I always wanted to see something like that happen in like a video game in which they had like Legends characters from Star Wars Legends and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a good game. The thing is that I like some of the characters are like exclusive. The last time it ever got like updated was in like 2015, 6 years ago, I guess. Yeah, like that's about six. Wait, no, 20 like 2014ish. That's about approximately 6 years ago, which is pretty crazy. I mean, really, if they are working on an update, so large scale or something like that, and they don't even tell us about it, that would be the best thing ever. If Rovio doesn't work on like any updates or anything like that, that'll make me kind of sad. But if they do work on a ton of updates, like I mean, one huge update that like puts like first order characters like Stormtroopers, Iden Versio, Del Meeko, like Dio like from Star Wars Episode 9, Dio from Star Wars Battlefront, which they're different spellings of the name. Dio from Star Wars Episode 9 is spelled it's spelled D-O, and then the other Dio is spelled capital D-I-O. So, I mean, it makes sense, and the thing is because Dio, which is the one that I'm talking about, the probe droid, actually is, it makes sense because Dio is an ID-10, he's an ID-10 probe droid, which, I mean, basically, it literally means, if you take the I off of it, it literally means Dio. Makes sense. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would also like to see, like, some, like, more characters and, stuff like that, and, like, I mean, even clone troopers and stormtroopers and all that stuff, and, like, stuff like that. It would be so cool to see, because, I mean, really, it would also be extremely interesting to see characters from The Mandalorian, because, I mean, really, Din Djarin, Cara Dune, Greef Karga, Queel, IG-11, The Child, Moff Gideon, and, I mean, really, if you, like, I mean, remember that scene in, like, the episode 8 of, The Mandalorian, where, literally, this was the best part. I loved this part. It's literally a part where just two biker scout troopers are on their speeder bikes, and one of them steals Baby Yoda, the child, and starts hitting him, and then the other one says that he wants to take a look, and then he gets bitten, and then they start talking about random nonsense and start shooting the ground for no reason, trying to play some sort of random game. I mean, really, that was the friggin' best conversation that I've ever heard between two troopers. So, I mean, really, that would be awesome. Those unnamed biker scout troopers that are in episode 8 of The Mandalorian that steal the child, and then they start talking, and then what happens is IG-11 beats the crap out of them and like basically knocks both of themselves unconscious, and then gets on a speeder bike with his two gigantic big butt blasters, and then he starts shooting down all the stormtroopers while riding on the speeder bike, with Baby Yoda starting laughing hysterically, looking at all the massacre that the droid has done, because he's destroying that. So funny. I mean, the child can force heal, and he can force choke, as seen with him force choking Cara, and then the Mandalorian, also known as Din Djarin, scolding him, saying that Cara is his friend. So, I would also like to see Moff Gideon with his Darksaber. That would be sick. But I mean, the Angry Birds Star Wars game hasn't really been updated in a long time and stuff like that. But I mean, I would like it to be updated if it were ever be able to be updated and stuff like that. Anyways, I'll stop with my stupid rant and crap like that. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye.